Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Otaku, and this is how I'm going to be doing all my videos from now on in this mask because, that way I don't have to show my face, but it will also be a bit easier to edit. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about MHA, My Hero Academia. This is going to be a weird one, but yeah, basically, am I just wrong about this anime? Because in case you guys don't know, when MHA was first starting out, everyone was going crazy for it. It was making anime mainstream and everything. But I, for one, didn't like it. Now, I have already made a video going over why I don't like it, but to sum it up, basically, I thought it was way too generic. Every character was super one-note. Whether that be Todoroki, just this, generic, lonely, depressed guy, Bakugo, just this generic rage, rival guy, or even Izuku Midoriya, just this guy who's just a generic protagonist hero. And even the story itself I found quite generic, with a lot of really boring tournament or training arcs. I already think that's some of the worst arcs a shonen can have, and then you have so many of them in My Hero Academia. But, alas, people kept praising it, and I made a deal with myself to read to the Stain arc, right? Because everyone was like, oh, Stain's such a deep villain, he has such a good ideology and everything. And I really like that in a villain. For me, having a good villain can really make or break a show. So, I did exactly that. I read all the way to the Stain arc. And now I will admit, it was the best arc in the manga up till that point. But it still felt a bit too generic. I still couldn't really get into it. But then, I started hearing things about some of the latest arcs. Deku going through great character development, like almost an evil villain arc. Some really cool, fights that were going on, and, this epic war that was going to happen. And I was like, that sounds quite interesting. But that was when the shonen fanbase seemed to start switching. They started saying, oh, MHA is falling off, it's so bad now. And I'm like, okay, well, the stuff you're describing from the late arcs actually sounds really good, but everyone's saying it's really bad. But then I thought about it, and I always thought the show was really bad when everyone was saying it was really good. So I thought maybe it could be the same this time. And lo and behold, I read from the Vigilante Deku arc, and I actually think all that part is really, really great, but everyone hates it. Shigaraki merging with All For One, that is so cool, so good. All of the villains are great. Toya Dabi, he's amazing. You got, what's her name? So yeah, I currently only have 30 chapters to go on MHA, and I'm really enjoying the last couple of arcs. If you want my reasoning, I think they just do all the characters really well. All Might's final stand against All For One, Vigilante Deku, and Deku has some great character development to the point where I absolutely hated him to begin with, and now he unironically might be one of my favourite protagonists in all of shonen. Toga and Toga's fight with Uraraka, that was absolutely peak best fight. Oh, and I even really like the fact that All For One is, inspired by comics, which mirrors the fact that the author Hirokoshi was inspired by, American comics and stuff. And I like kind of almost the meta aspect, but it's not too meta where they know they're in a manga. It's just a bit meta where they're commenting on, comic book tropes. Oh, and even the fact that this is something that I heard a lot of people criticizing later MHA for, but I actually think they do it really well, using every single character. They bring back everyone, even characters I haven't met, because, I skipped the middle half. But yeah, they literally bring back everyone, and even if they don't get, a full fight or whatever, they get, a little bit of a chapter, or they get, one attack or something. It's really good. The only one criticism I can think of for the later stuff, and this is kind of getting into spoilers now, I guess I've been spoiling throughout this whole video, but I'd say Bakugo 100% should have stayed dead. Fake out deaths is one of, the worst tropes, if you even want to call it that. And although I just complimented MHA for using characters really well, and I do think the majority it does use perfectly and, at least give them one or two really cool moments, there's still a couple that it kind of leaves out, but when you've got so many characters, that's kind of understandable. So yeah, am I just wrong about MHA? Because I think I first read, the first 115 chapters are absolute, some are, the worst shonen ever, really, really bad. And then, the last, I think I started reading from the Vigilante Deku arc, so, 309 to 430. I think that portion is some of my favorite manga, ever, potentially, and that seems to be the opposite of what a lot of people think. So am I just wrong? What's going on here? Obviously, because I skipped that middle section, I don't know exactly when it switches from good to bad to me. For me, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'd love to honestly hear your guys' opinions on why you think it fell off, because for me, it just didn't. It got way, way better, and it's just confusing. Anyway, this might be a quick one. I mostly just wanted to do it to show off my new mask. See you guys. Bye.